The Zacks rank, value, momentum, growth, and income all factor into Zacks rank buys.
Welcome to another edition of Zacks Rank Buy. I am Brian Bolin. I am the aggressive growth stock strategist here at Zacks, and I'm here to take a look at two stocks that have landed on my radar. It is mid-October here, October 20th. My Cleveland Indians have just secured a place in the World Series. And very recently, we've had warm weather across the Midwest and Northeast. So we call that Indian summer. I'd like to see Indian summer last throughout the World Series, but we all know that winter is approaching. And with winter, we're going to have some cold weather. The Farmer's Almanac also has told us that it's going to be a little bit colder than expected. So I think people are going to be out there shopping for coats pretty soon. With that in mind, my first stock is Burlington Stores. I think a lot of us know Burlington Stores from the Burlington Coat Factory. But now let's take a look at why this is a Zacks rank a number one strong buy stock and why I'm taking a deeper look in this one. We have growth style score of A and a value style score of B, a 25 times forward earnings multiple. So the value, I'm a little bit concerned there. I don't know that it's necessarily a B, but I think it's, I like the idea of it having strong growth, and that's what I'm focused on for the most part. We see the stock has also come in from a recent high of, about $87 back down to about $76. So I think you're getting a good store, a good company at a pretty good price right here. If we take a look at the details estimate page, we can see why this is a Zacks rank number one strong buy. We have seen a positive earnings estimate revision in the last 60 days for this quarter and for next quarter, but very importantly, we have seen 6 for the current year and 4 for next year. When we see that sort of interest in the stock, in the estimates, that's when we know the analysts see very good possibilities for the stock. Earnings estimates for this quarter have only moved up a penny, while they have trended down actually for next quarter. But as we look at the more important idea of the current year and next fiscal year, we see the estimate move from 287 to 297. That's a 10-cent move. And then from 383 to 355. Those numbers basically tell me that analysts are increasing their estimates, possibly looking at the idea of a colder than expected winter coming and people rushing out to buy coats. Next, let's take a look at another stock. This one is a little bit more on the tech focus here. It's Box. Box came public about a year ago. The IPO didn't go so well and the stock trended lower, but things have seemed to turn around here. As we take a look at the chart here, we see a great move higher in the stock from around 12 to 16. I'm not great with numbers, but that seems like from 12 to 16 is going to be a 33% increase. But the stock has pulled back a little bit here, testing 14, and is now just below $15 a share. We have a growth style score of B, which is a very positive thing, and a value style score of F. I love to see that in my picks here because I am all about growth. Value is something that I don't want to concern myself so much with. I want to see growth. Investors tend to pay up for growth, and they always want to pay down for value. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. I believe in that idea, but at the end of the day right here, I'm focused much more on growth. Let's take a look at the detailed estimate page to see what's been going on here with these analysts. We can see in the last 60 days, we've had 2 positive earnings estimate revisions for the current quarter and for the following quarter, as well as for this year and next year. We can see from the actual estimates here, the losses are getting smaller. So shrinking from 38 cents to 35 cents, 34 cents to 32 cents, and then also in the yearly estimate here from $1.37 down to $1.29, and then from $1.09 to only $1.06. This next year estimate isn't really too much of a concern because I think the analysts still have a lot of time before the next current year or next year actually ends. So I'm not too concerned about that right now. If you're watching this video someplace other than at the Zacks.com homepage, why don't you go on over there for some stock ideas, stock picking strategies, and more from all of our other Zacks editors. For Zacks, I'm Brian Bolin.